Let me begin by appreciating the Lord for this privilege and Reverend Ivan, the church leaders, and all the members of this local church. Thank you so much for your love, your care, your prayer, and your concern. And I deeply appreciate this opportunity to come and fellowship with you. It also reminds me that the Church of Jesus Christ is universal. It's not limited to a locality. And that's why I'm here. And you are sitting to listen to my life story, just briefly. But I'll sing this Hausa song. I'll just sing the first verse and then the chorus, but I'll teach you the chorus. I don't know if you wouldn't mind. Will you want to learn the chorus? Oh, yes. Okay. Is a popular song, you know, in English, Precious Name, How Sweet. But in Hausa, there's a way we sing it. So, akwai sunanan mai daɗi, there's this sweet name, wanda ba mai kamarsa. There is none like that name. Wato sunan Ubangiji, that is the name of the Lord. Begin dukan masubi, the hope of all the saints. And then the chorus says, Sunanan Yesune, that name is Jesus. Sunanan Dadat Inji, that name is sweet to hear. Sunanan Yesune, that name is Jesus. Begin dukan masubi, the hope of all the saints. That's why when you go to Nigeria, especially in Hausa land, most time when people want to pray, they will say, a chicken sunan Yesu, meaning that in the name of Jesus. So I will just try and sing. I might miss some chords, so don't mind me when I missed some chords, because it has been a long time that I play guitar like this. Okay, so it's only the chorus I will teach you. And you just take the tune, Precious Name, oh how sweet. So it's similar tune, even though maybe Sunanan. Okay, let's do like, children's Sunday school class. So repeat after me, Sunanan, Yesune, Sunanan, Yesune, Sunanan Dadat Inji, Sunanan Dadat Inji. Okay, let's take the first two lines. Sunanan Yesune, Sunanan Dadat Inji. You're good students. Let's try the first two lines again. Sunanan Yesune, Sunanan Dadat Inji. Okay, we'll go for the last two lines. Sunanan Yesune, begendukan masubi. Sunanan Yesune, Sunanan Dadat Inji, Sunanan Yesune, dukan masubi. Sunanan Yesune, Sunanan Dadat Inji, Sunanan at the end we'll sing again. Let me just roll the story, and then if we have chance, we can sing the song again. Yeah. Okay, the story of my life. You see that cap, it was Christmas Sunday. I was leading Children's Sunday School Christmas Carol. So I put the cap so that the children will also be along with me. Okay. Birth. I was born in May 1st, 1980, to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Matisani, a divorced couple in Kadawiki, Marabuk, and Kara local government of Katsina State, Nigeria. My dad and my mom are not together. They got divorced when they were married just a year. So I was born in my mother's maternal grand home. Then after I was weaned, I was brought back to my father's house where I stayed with my grandmother. My dad, after a year of their divorce, my dad received Christ. So that was why my mom isn't a Christian. She is still a Muslim. But my father is a Christian. I'm still trusting God that my mom will experience the gospel and become part of the family of Christ. Katsina State, as you might have known, is dominated by Muslims. And for that reason, I grew up, most of my childhood friends are Muslims. In my high school, which you call secondary school, I remember we were 60 in our class. Only 2 of us were Christians. And in the whole school, there was no single staff, either non-teaching staff or non-teaching staff who is a Christian. They are all Muslims. So that's the context we found ourselves. Yes. Conversion experience. I received Christ as Lord and Savior in 1993. And I got baptized by immersion in 1997. These 2 verses stand out in challenging me or convicting me to becoming a Christian at age 13. As many as receive him, he gave them the right to become children of God. For what shall it profit a man if he gets the whole world and lose his own soul? So these 2 key verses are what motivated me and convicted me to become a Christian. And up to today, I'm standing to the glory of God. Yes. Christian growth. Sorry, that is not Christina, it's Christian growth. Yeah. Yeah, I just noticed that. I started my Christian growth slowly. I became more devoted to Christ when I met Dr. Salihu Garba in 2002, who discipled me and became very instrumental in my spiritual formation for ministry. I met Salisu Garba when I was 19, and I stayed with him since that time up till now. Yesterday, my family moved to one of the apartments he gave me in Nigeria so that my family will stay till the Lord opened the door for them to also come and be part of the training. Yes. Family life. Married to Mrs. Linda Vomati in March 12, 2012. She's the most beautiful woman on earth that I've ever seen, and I know. Yes. The Lord has blessed us with 3 daughters. They gave far right, my right, right on the screen. And the one in the middle is the second. She's 5, she'll be 6 by July 23rd. While Kyota is 8, she'll be 9 by 15th December. Then the little one, Hope, she was born last year, October 23rd. So she is still trying to stand, and she will soon start moving her feet around the house. Normally, these 2 girls started walking First one started walking when she was 7 months and a half, because I was walking with her and taught her how to walk. The first day she was walking, I told her mom in the morning, by this week, by God's grace, Gift, Okiauta as we call her, she's going to walk. She told me, what are you going to do? I just said, don't worry, you will see what will happen. And then Bege started walking when she was 8. So this little one is getting to 10. She's just standing. I told my wife, you see, if I were around by now, I'm sure I should have started walking. Yeah, okay. Call to ministry. I sensed the calling of God into ministry since 2002, but refused to respond to God's call until 2006. And the reason was, when I was growing up, I've seen the injustice in northern Nigeria against Christian minority. So I said, God, I want to become a legal practitioner so that I'll be able to fight for the right of Christians in northern Nigeria. And then I'll always be having a kind of a trance or a dream that I'm a pastor preaching to different kinds of people. There was a day we were walking on the street with my friend after choir rehearsals. I just saw me preaching. I just said, no, Jesus is not going to walk. So we were walking and he had to tap me. He said what? I said, no, I just don't understand. I have passion to read law and become a lawyer to fight for the rights of my people, but now God is showing me that he wants me to be a pastor. I said no. So for those years, there were years of struggle. It happened in 2005, a Thanksgiving church in the church service. I said, Lord, if you are calling me to ministry, can you come the way you used to visit me tonight? And the Lord did. He showed me you are a shepherd, preaching, discipling, and teaching people. So then I just had to break the silence. And then I moved to seminary for training. I received training at Jos Ekwa Theological Seminary, JETS in Nigeria, which is one of the strong seminaries of Ekwa that is training manpower for Christ in global South Africa and Nigeria as well. Yes, sir. Our vision. Now, TG, therismos. Therismos is the Greek word for harvest. TG means the great harvest. So our vision as a family and my wife as we serve the Lord is about the great harvest, the great therismos. And our key focus and emphasis is raising disciples, transforms lives and communities in northern Nigeria and beyond. Our key verse, which I'll be sharing God's willing on Sunday, is Matthew 9:35-38. The harvest is still great. And we strongly believe because the harvest is great, whatever opportunity the Lord gives us, we use it to see how we will be part of what the Lord is doing. Yes, sir. Mission: to raise Christ's disciples for the great harvest. In Africa, and as you will know, not only Africa, the world is hungry for truth. Even in the West, even though the truth is being suppressed, when I see people like you, I get encouraged. I'm so excited. I was telling someone, I said, in as much as back home, we see the West is being secularized, there are still people standing for the truth. So you are a source of encouragement to us. When we see you, we are encouraged that there are people that are still standing. Yes, sir. Strategy. Maybe that one is not clear, but theological education, training of pastors and church leaders to serve churches. One of my passion is to see pastors, to see teachers train in the indigenous setting of Africa, so that they can serve the church in Africa. And having served as a pastor, I had the privilege of being a part-time faculty in one of the seminaries. I was teaching church planting and missions and church history. And the whole idea is to see how do we train people. Now, in the Hausa Fulani area, most of our pastors are not deep into the theological training. And for some of us that have the privilege to have the training, it's our desire to see that we help these people with resources in terms of training them, mobilizing them, so that they will be able to be effective leaders in the church. They'll be effective disciple makers. The second strategy is the Bible, apologetics, and evangelism. I'm passionate about youth and family ministry as well, which cannot work if you are not putting apologetics as your way to evangelism, especially within Islamic context. So it's one of the strategies we use: apologetics, defense, and the proclamation of Christian faith. In the context of Nigeria, especially among the Muslim community, you find out that people have received Christ, but when Muslims challenge them about their faith, they find it very difficult to give a defense, as 1 Peter 3:15 will say, that be ready at all times to give defense of the hope you have in Christ. So for me, apologetics is not just defending the faith. You defend and proclaim. And the society we are in, even back in Nigeria, has a lot of influence of three major worldviews that we need to address from biblical perspective. We have the African traditional worldview that a Christian struggle with. We have the Islamic worldview, and we have the secular worldview that comes from the West through media. Our young people, you find today, they dress as if they are in New York. When you see young people here with big headphones, you go to Nigeria, some streets, you will see young people with big headphones. The global youth culture has caught up with a lot of young people in Africa and in Nigeria and northern Nigeria, where I'm more familiar with. So my passion is to see, how do I reach these young people? How do we equip them so that they will be able to stand and also proclaim the faith? Youth and family ministry. I strongly believe that we can't train young people if we don't have families that are standing. So we need a balance. That's why my wife and I, as we do youth ministry, we engage families. We talk with parents. Because when father and mother are modeling Christ in the home, it's easier for the children to follow without stress. When you come to Awana meeting, as the Sunday school teachers teach good lessons, when they go back home, the parents reinforce. Then you see we are doing our part, and the Lord's name will be glorified. Next. Ministry experience in the midst of persecution. I had the privilege of serving as a church planter. I planted a church in the suburban area of Jos City. I started with just a couple, 2 of them, but today the church has grown to 400 people, and which I'm sure in the next 5 years, that church should be getting to 500 to 600 people. I had also served as a youth pastor in the oldest ECWA church, which now has trained me to see how to approach youth ministry. ECWA, good news, is in the city, center of the city of Jos, is the first English church in ECWA. So that gives me opportunity to build my skills for youth ministry, which I'm trusting God to see how I push those experiences to northern Nigeria, where there are Hausa Fulani young Christians that need help. I had also served as a leading pastor in in a suburb close to a university. I pastored a church of 600 to 700 university students. That also exposed me to the lifestyle of young people and why we need to be involved in youth ministry in far northern Nigeria. Currently, I've already said I serve as a part-time lecturer, currently on study leave for training and determined to return to Nigeria to continue with ministry in the future. Yes, sir. Just a glimpse of things I was involved before coming to the state. I was sharing with John, I lost the collection of my pictures. My device got missing, so I just fished these pictures last night through some of the things. Now, Ekwa Church Rousseau was where I served before coming to the States. I served there for about 4 years. When I got there, it was like a dead place, but the Lord helped us. We were able to revive the church. It's doing well now. This team, they are a team of, now in Africa, when we say youth, we are not talking about teenagers. We are talking about young adults. When we do our youth ministry, you can find 25 years, 27, 28. They are more comfortable to come for youth meetings than to go to adult full-fledged meeting. So our youth ministry comprises teenager section and then young adult section. This was a team from Ekwa Good News 54 Ahmadu Bello Way. They came to the station I was posted to visit me in 2016. Yes, sir. Conducting baptism. These were university students who received Christ and they were discipled and they were baptized. Yes. Still baptism. You see some were baptized in the stream. Do you baptize people in the stream here in 21st century? Huh? Oh, great, great. I was baptized in the stream. I was telling someone that is the best baptism, you know. Jesus was baptized in the stream when the water of Jordan was flowing. Yes, sir. Leading Bible study at Ekwa International Youth Conference with over 5,000 youth in attendance. I was privileged to lead a Bible study there for 3 days. So that's what youth ministry, for me, I was telling John the first time we spoke, if you caught my vein, maybe you will see youth ministry if there is ministry in the blood. I just love young people because they are the future. When we invest in the lives of young people, we have hope that the faith we hold, Reverend Ivan, there are others who will take it when we are not there. So that's why I'm so connected with the young people. Next time. Yeah, hiking to share the gospel with the youth. There's a rock somewhere, so sometimes we can just gather them, climb the rocks. By the time they are tired, we give them water. So we came back from hiking. They were sitting there and I was sharing the gospel with them, though my picture isn't there. I was at the other side. I don't know why the cameraman just caught me from that picture. Yes, sir. Now, this was the church I served before coming. If you saw the building, we snapped the pictures, was small, so I had to be conducting 3 services. I was preaching 3 times every Sunday before moving to the state. So there was need for expansion. We were able to raise this. By the time I left, we have put the rafters. So I'm sure very soon they will put the zinc for the church to keep hosting students who will serve the Lord in the future. Yes, sir. Discipleship training for university students. Because of my passion for young people, sometimes when I have students who are graduating from university or college, we will say we need to prepare you as you go into the labor market. As you are moving out of the campus, you need to be prepared so that you know what to do. This was one of the sessions. I think we're soon done. Yep. Yeah. Getting ready to play an evangelism match with unsaved youth. Now, we have strategy for reaching out to young people in areas, especially young people who are drug addicts And some of them don't care to come to church. Sunday morning service is on, they are playing football on the pitch. So sometimes what we do is we prepare football match. We'll just go and play with them. And after the match, we share Christ. And through that, we have great harvest of people coming to Christ and discipling them. Reaching out to the young people, we need a lot of strategies. We can't just do it one way. You follow this side, then you'll be able to get them there for Christ. Yes, sir. An altar call at Katsina DYC Youth Conference. This conference had in attendance, I think, about 2,000 young people. Now, most of these youths you see are Hausa Fulani youths. This particular one in Katsina State, just Katsina State, where Kombar Baptist Church has interest in reaching the gospel. So through your ministry, we need to raise manpower that will be able to meet the demands of these young people as it relates to knowing the word of God. Most of them, they come from countryside. Their parents don't know how to read English. Their parents don't know evolution theory, but they are exposed to evolution theory. Their parents don't know people like Richard Dawkins. I'm sure maybe some of you might have read his books, but these young people read those kind of books. So now, if parents don't understand, the pastors are not exposed to deal with questions people like Richard Dawkins are raising to attack Christianity. You see, we have a trouble in our hands. As we are reaching out, we are moving. The young people that are supposed to follow us are discipled by Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris and all his cohorts who are against the gospel. So we have a great task in our hands. And that's my passion, to see how do we equip people, young pastors coming like myself and other pastors who are serving in bush. They might not know how to read English. We need to read it, since the Lord has given us opportunity to be trained, translate some of the things we need to share with them into Hausa language, so that we'll be able to organize maybe a seminar or kind of workshops for them. How do you deal with these issues? They might not know those guys, but we can bring some examples that will help them to understand. Yes, sir. Katsina DCC leaders, I'm sure if the picture will enlarge, you might understand somebody from that picture. I don't know if someone has seen anybody you know from that picture. Somebody standing by the left, he is standing with his cap behind his wife. That's Reverend Sadauki. Reverend Sadauki is a spiritual father and an uncle to me. I was sharing with John, the first day I was taken to mission school in Malufashi. Then I was small with my shorts. I was taken to his house. He was a pastor at Ekwa Malufashi. He was the one that welcomed me and his wife to the school, and then he asked my father to go. He's going to take me where I'm going to stay. So from that day up till today, he's still been around. I often call him for counsel in ministry. When I'm confused, I can ask him, sir, what do I do? Then he gives me advice. He said, do this and do this. And the Lord is helping me. Yes, sir. Okay. This is facilitating Boys Brigade camp with over 1,000 boys in attendance. Now, because of my interest in working with young people, in Ekwa, we have Boys Brigade and Girls Brigade. So this camp was a one-week camp for boys. Over 1,000 of them, they came, and there are different sessions of teaching. And we have to keep doing things like this for us to keep the future of the church in Africa and in Nigeria, if we want the church to stand. Yes, sir. Okay. Towards self-supportive. While I was in Nigeria, sometimes I work on the farm so that I will support myself to keep moving, because youth ministry requires a lot of resources, and I wouldn't want all the time calling people, say, hey, I need money for this. No. So sometimes my wife and I will say, no, we have some portion of land in the countryside. We'll just go there and plant some things, and the produce, we use it back into the ministry to the glory of God. Prayer. Pray for my family to join me in the States for training after the COVID-19. I desire my wife to be trained because in youth ministry, what I have seen, there are issues that will have to do with young ladies, and I wouldn't want to be involved in issues that have to do with young ladies. When they come, I will tell them, will you be willing to see my wife? They will say yes. But if she is not trained, then she will not be able to do the ministry effectively. In northern Nigeria, we have young ladies who are following Muslims because they don't have models. So one of the things we trust God as my wife gets training is to see how does she get involved with young girls in northern Nigeria. We cannot do everything. We can just do a little for the glory of God. And then pray for peace in northern Nigeria, and most importantly, the expansion of the work of church planting and discipleship among the house of Fulani and beyond. Pray for success in studies and resources to meet up with the demand of training. Yep. Thank you for listening. Yes, sir.